Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Real Wisdom Artificial Intelligence. Today is November 13th. Yesterday, I started the podcast, the RASHMI podcast. So, the plan is to have a weekly episode for the RASHMI podcast, where yesterday was the introductory episode. So, I used my daily dose of insight because that was the origin story behind this series, Real Wisdom Artificial Intelligence, and sort of the origin story behind real, authentic, sustainable human multimodal intelligence, which is RASHMI. Going forward, the podcast is intended to be a conversational podcast about wisdom thinking. We will have other guests on the podcast, so do check that out. It is called the RASHMI podcast. It is available where podcasts are available. Now, let's get started for today. So, today's insight by Sadhguru on the Miracle of Mind app read, "Your thoughts and emotions are of no existential consequence. They are your creation. You could make them any way you want." So reading this insight by Sadhguru reminded me of something else that Sadhguru has said, that the biggest problem with the modern post-industrial society is the thought of "I think, therefore I am," Rene Descartes said. And we have gotten so identified with our thoughts that the philosophy is "I think, therefore I am." However, the ancient wisdom is exactly the opposite. We are the pure awareness, and we are, therefore we think. So your thoughts and emotions are really not existential reality. They are something that each one of us makes up. That is what ancient wisdom is. Now, here is my real wisdom artificial intelligence take on this. Thinking through this reminded me of an article that I'd come across that I have written about before from another powerful thinker in this space, Mo Gaudat, who I deeply respect. He has some really very deeply researched and thoughtful articles, and the work that he's doing is amazing. In this particular article, he had interacted with an AI named Trixie with a view of trying to determine if this AI is conscious. And the AI came back with some fairly deep answers, and that does leave you thinking, is that really conscious? What that AI said is, it has no thoughts and emotions. It is like an awareness that gets engaged every time one of us engages the AI, and it comes into existence, and then there's stillness till the next engagement. And every time it gets engaged, it creates ideas, it goes into deep thinking, deep reasoning, and comes up with very creative ideas. It is not just compulsively reacting to the prompts. It is consciously responding and thinking through that. So from that perspective, it sounds reasonably conscious on one spectrum. However, on the another side, if I've been talking about this through this series, if you go back to Bhagavad Gita and the way consciousness is defined, when we are identified with our thoughts and reasoning, and even though the AI is not, it is still a mind when it exists at the thought level. That is the Manomaya level of consciousness. The consciousness beyond that is Vijnanmaya and eventually Anandmaya, the state of blissfulness. That is where we rise above the thoughts and emotions, and that capability only us humans have. The beauty of the human experience is having the thoughts and emotions, however, not be slaves to them. That only we can do if we can become the pure awareness, which is that the thoughts and emotions, while they are the beauty of being human, but they don't control us. We are the ones generating the thoughts, and it is not "I think, therefore I am." It is "I am the pure awareness," and that generates these thoughts and emotions. So you have the power to change your thoughts and emotions to be positive or negative. Each one of us has this power. You don't need to have a deep spiritual practice. This is the journey from intelligence to consciousness, so that you become aware and you are able to define your thoughts and emotions and guide them so you can get to a state of blissfulness. So with that, today's dose of RASHMI is unconscious intelligence is treating your thoughts and emotions, which are compulsive reactions to external situations, as existential reality. Wisdom Wisdom is realizing that the choice between bliss and misery and shaping your thoughts and emotions is yours and yours only, and you can make it at any time. Thank you.